a spontaneous live. And in this live, I wanted to speak about, well, for those who watched the previous live, I spoke about how I wanted to address like the internal aspects of a woman's cultivation in terms of her, if she's, being prepared to be covered. So for those sisters who are looking for a righteous man and are preparing themselves, this video is for you in terms of like what to look out for, how you need to, change some internal characteristics about yourself. All right, so the theme for this evening is going to be, what is your heart posture? What is your heart posture? That's the question for this evening. All right, so hope you have your tea. I know I have mine. Hope you have your tea. And we're going to get into it. This is a Sabbath conversation, so it's just going to be very relaxed. Feel free to, leave your comments. I will be sure to try to address them. Let me just pull them up. Oh, I want to make sure that I'm able to see them when they come in. So let me see here. Just a moment. Yeah. All right, so getting this chat pulled up. All right. All right, so I want to get into it. Again, what is your heart posture? And again, this is for all the sisters who are preparing to be covered. So these are some of the things you want to look at in terms of your internal, okay? So the number one aspect, the first aspect that you want to look at is kindness, okay? Kindness is not overrated, okay? It's so hard to find people who are kind. And I don't know if you have stumbled across videos where you're seeing people like do like certain acts of kindness, and usually there's always this comment like, "Where are people like this today? You don't see things like this. I wish people were this kind in today's world." So kindness goes a long way. Kindness has the ability to really brighten up someone's day. So there's a lot of power in being kind, especially as a woman, like to see a woman smiling and showing kindness and showing, love is like who heart wouldn't melt, right? So I wanted to get into like, there's a difference between being kind and pretending, because I know with the whole pick me thing, a lot of it from what I've seen is a lot of like fronting, like they're putting on like this persona to try to impress, but it's not really in their heart. So I'm not talking about the kindness where you're trying to get something from the other person. You're trying to get something from that man. So it's like, okay, let me show some kindness. Let me make you something, beautiful, whether that's like some food or whether that's some sort of gift. You may use your talents to like gift someone, and you think that's being kind, but you're really doing it so that you can get that praise and that admiration and that validation. So that is not the kindness. Kindness is just because it's just your heart posture. You're kind because you care. So, and you're not seeking to be fed because you're lacking something, but you truly want to give back to the other person just out of the kindness in the bottom of your heart, and it's genuine. The next one is, we want to make sure that we are respecting his boundaries. So if you're preparing for a righteous man, respecting his boundaries is very, very important. So if a righteous man tell you that he doesn't like something, stop. We don't want to keep going, okay? This is really key, and it makes a big difference. It's rare. It's rare for a woman to stop in her tracks as soon as she's told, like, stop. So if you don't take that, that correction as, you don't shrink back, you don't be quiet, you don't shut down, you don't get offended or feel bad, and you don't do any of that. You don't want to do that. That's the wrong thing to do. What you want to do is you want to come correct the next time. And that reassures the man. That reassures a righteous man. Like, okay, I don't have to worry about it. She can quickly, easily fix things that are pointed out to her, and it's not going to be a problem. So that eases stress right off the bat. That eases stress. So respecting that man's boundaries, you want to have this quality, sisters. Another one is you want to bring value. You want to bring value to a man. And I see like a lot of like videos where it speaks about like, oh, I want a woman to like cook and clean. It's like for me, I'm like, oh, that is so overrated, because it's like you can learn those skills. Some women have learned those skills as a child, and it's not just the girls that learn those skills. Sometimes young boys they're told to do their chores and clean, and so it's like these skills are skills that you can learn at a very young age and pretty much have down packed, as a teenager. So it's like for I'm gonna just say it, for men to keep like pressing this whole like she got to cook and clean, like that can be learned in probably like a month. If a woman is starting over, she can learn like a couple of good recipes and hone that skill and be able to do something after a month. Cleaning, very easy. Like if you don't clean well, very easy to learn. That's not hard. So our value is really deeper and goes way beyond just those skills. Yes, you want to have that. And if you don't have it, definitely cultivate it. But our value is deeper. So I'm going to share the internal skills that are a bit harder to cultivate. But when you have it, sisters, when you have it, you will get you a righteous covering. You will get you a righteous covering with this. My favorite, accountability. Accountability. When a woman can take ownership, it's not just in the context of receiving correction. When she is able to take ownership of her life, she confronts situations head on. She don't run away from hard and difficult situations. She handle her business. If she fails or make a poor decision, she don't blame someone else. She owns up to it and say, I'm going to do better next time. And I spoke about this in one of the videos that I did on accountability. So you can check that out if you want to learn more about that or hear more about accountability. But, oh man, I know it's so hard to do, as a woman, it's hard to do. But when you do it, when you are able to, get really good at taking accountability, you can move mountains. You can move mountains. And when I say move mountains, like a righteous man loves that. He loves that. And just try it. Just try it. If you have a relative or someone that you can practice, or a friend, or just navigating in your everyday life, practice accountability and see what happens. See what happens. It's not something that will be like acknowledged probably. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but you're not looking for that. You're not looking for that. But there's a respect that you'll get. Like women always say, I want respect, I want respect. You'll get respect for taking accountability. He'll truly respect you. Okay. But women shouldn't be so, they should be fighting so much for respect. Like that's just like, a lot of us want to be respected as human beings, but I do believe in the saying of like, you don't have to respect everybody, especially if they don't respect you. But that doesn't mean that you go out of your way to be disrespectful. But in your mind, you can be like, I don't respect what that person is doing. I don't get down with that. But if you're like interacting with them, of course, because basic manners, you're going to be respectful. But for women to like fight for respect, like you have to be a respectful person. You have to be respectable as a woman. So yeah. All right. So that kind of brings me to the next one, which is going to be humility. And I'll come back to the whole respect thing. I have that as one of them. So I kind of went off there for a moment, but humility. So this one is rare, but if you get this, sisters, if you get this one, oh, you cooking with grease. When you are given instructions, Be sure that there's no ego in your response. And this is just a human thing. This is not just for a covering or to be chose, but it's just nice to be like, I think all people, it's nice for them to have some sort of like humility. Like scripture speaks against the arrogant, so it's good for you to be humble anyway. So but yeah, you want to have humility when being given instructions, even if you're giving constructive criticism or you're being corrected on something that you did wrong. Remove the ego, acknowledge what is being said, and then just listen after that. Don't respond with anything else. Don't let your ego say, oh, I gotta respond, I gotta say something back. No, you don't. You're not gonna die. It's not the end of the world. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's okay. So I think people have to be okay. It's okay. Let that ego die. Like, no, you're not gonna be my friend. No, you're not about to like prevent me from letting the angel come forth in me. No, you're not gonna let my demon come forth. No, stay back, ego. Like, no, you're not gonna try to prevent me from growing in this moment. So what you want to do, I'll give you an example. So let's say that he tells you, the person that you want to be covered by, let's say he's giving you, correction. And he tells you like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Because, sometimes as women, we don't make logical sense sometimes. So that's the issue of yours. Sometimes that happens from time to time. You may say something that just completely doesn't make any sense. It's not the end of the world, but we do it all the time as women. The most intelligent of us, we do it. If he says what you said doesn't make any sense, you acknowledge it by saying, oh, okay, I'm listening. And you be quiet, you zip your mouth, and you listen. You listen after that. What you don't want to do is if you say like, okay, your response made no sense. You don't want to say, no. You don't want to be so reactive. You want to be composed. You want to have self-control. Okay? That's a part of your value. Self-control, humility, accountability. Now, you don't want to say, no. You don't want that to be your response. I was thinking, what I was thinking, oh no, I was actually really planning that. You're trying to fight for that ego. Let it go. It's okay. So you just have to get to the point where you're able to say in those moments, it's okay. That doesn't mean that I'm any less than a person. And this is what we have to do, the internal healing work on ourselves. We have to stop projecting our trauma onto the opposite sex. We have to stop doing that. We have to take accountability for where we need to grow. You know what your problem is, like, right? We know what our problem is. So if someone points out our problem, we should be able to say, yep, you're right. I'm listening. Go on, I'm listening. I'm all ears. I'm not even mad because I know you telling the truth. Like, this was told to me many times. Remove the ego. The ego wants to tell you like, no, there was one time where I didn't do that. I responded right in this situation. So I'm not that person all the time. Who cares? I've seen so many women do that. Like, who cares? Let it go. So working on the ego, killing the ego, that's a spiritual thing. Read Torah. Talk to Yah, talk to the Most High Yah, ask Yah, like, remove this spirit from me. And if you're sincere about wanting that spirit to be removed from you, Yah will remove it. He will start helping you slowly but surely. He'll start helping you. And how quickly you move is up to you. But ask Yah for help if you're sincere. I know it's hard. It is hard. Many years I was caught up in my ego, very resistant to any sort of like correction or criticism. You couldn't tell me anything. I was quick to be like, nope, that's not what I'm thinking. No, that's not what I'm saying. So that was the old me. All right, so we're going to go into the last one. Another skill that you want to cultivate internally is receptivity and respect. So this is where I'm bringing up respect again. Receptivity and being respectful towards a righteous man is very attractive. It's very attractive because it shows that you have a high level of intelligence. Many times you can see, like, we can tell when a woman lacks receptivity, right? Because you can see her, like, when she's told something, and she can receive this from a man or she can receive this from a woman, but when she's not receptive, she just doesn't want to hear what is being said. And if she lacks emotional maturity, then you'll also see the rolling of the eyes, the head rolls. You'll see all of this. I'm trying not to be so judgmental because I've done these things. I've done these things. It's okay. Many of us have done these things. But that's a sign of it's just an area that you need to grow in. That's all. And the ego is present in those moments as well. But what's hard in those moments is just being able to be receptive to truth. This is where you may need to ask Yah for help again. Because this is a spiritual thing. You may need to ask Yah for help. Help me. Help me. Get rid of this spirit out of me. Like, allow me to be receptive to truth. I am the truth, the way, and the life. Come on now. And being respectful is so deep. This can be a whole segment on its own. And maybe I will speak about respect. That's what I'll do. I'll speak about respect and the Sabbath live tomorrow. So I'll go live 12 Eastern Standard Time. And feel free to join the conversation. I know it's late, so I don't really see many people in the chat and stuff. Like, it's Saturday, people probably rested. But I was, called forth and really was urged to actually do a live this evening. So I was like, let me just go with the call. So yeah, I think I'm gonna speak about respect tomorrow, but that one is so deep. Really cultivating respect is very deep. So I'll reserve that one for tomorrow. But the rolling of the eyes, doing all those gestures, and it's very, very off-putting. That's very, very off-putting to anyone. Like, I don't want to speak to someone and they're making faces, or they looking, or they, go into an immature state and they just kind of shut down, so, oh, what do you want me to do? It's like, come on, our value doesn't come from being disrespectful. Our value comes from being respectful. And we have to understand, and I spoke about this in the last video, this is where it connects in terms of you have to understand what a man is. You have to understand what a man is. And therefore, you have to respect what Yah created. Just like people respect, where I hear a lot of conscious people, they respect nature. You don't just throw stuff on the ground, or you're being respectful of what was created, because you know that's gonna create a sick environment if you just litter. Same thing with a man. If you know the nature of a man, you understand, then you're okay, let me respect the man in these ways, because I'm being harmful if I don't do that based on how that man was created. I just thought about that song, the Aretha Franklin song, RESPECT, find out what it means to me. No, how about you find out what it means to him? Nobody cares about what it means to you. But in Torah, it says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. He was instructed to love his wife. He wasn't instructed to respect. But a wife was told to respect. There's a reason for that. There's a science behind it. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it. And cleanse it. He may sanctify it and cleanse it with the washing of the word. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. So he's cleansing that woman when he's giving that word. Words of truth. Words of power. Words that's going to help that sister. That's love. That's love. He wasn't told to respect. Respect means to see the source. It means to see the source. So it's a given. He loves that woman because he knows that he has a responsibility for her. So you don't have to worry about, like, he knows what it is. He knows what it is. He knows what it is because he's already been given his charge of responsibility. Now we have to be told, respect the man. See the source in that man. See the source. We were told that. That was our instructions. All right? That was our instructions. So if we were told to respect so that we can be sanctified. So like when you think about sanctified, what do you think about? What do you think about? Like I think about someone becoming holy. So you mean to tell me that he's making us holy? That a righteous man has the power and has been given the authority by the Most High Yah to create a holy woman for Yah? Because Yah told the man, sanctify her. He was given that commandment, sanctify her, cleanse her by the word, with the washing of the word, because them words is going to cleanse you. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. So the word is like the water that is washing you. So when we were told to respect our husbands or respect our coverings, you best to be prepared, sisters. You best be prepared. Okay, so I'll speak more about that in tomorrow's Sabbath conversation. So hopefully for those who listen to this video and you gain value, like I always say, like the video, share, comment. It was really a joy to just like flow and just share and have this Sabbath conversation, with you all. And peace. Shabbat shalom. So if I can end the video.